Let's begin by using handle picks. Handle picks always have a tendency to, because of the separation of the teeth, the space between the teeth, to detangle hair very, very well. Now I use two, you don't need two, you can just use one, but they're much more gentle. They don't pull because of the structure of the comb. They don't pull the hair so bad. They detangle the hair. So if the head's moving and bobbing as you're combing it, you're just pulling it too hard. Now I will like to use a leave-in conditioner such as 3 Spare 10-in-1. This one is the one for color treated hair, the Vitamino version. I also prefer the Absolute Repair version. I've noticed that these bottles are slippery though, so on occasion what I will do is I will take and put a rubber band on them to make them more grippy. This also works really, really nicely for brushes I have where the handle is slippery or will not allow me to get a good grip on it as well. Typically I will spray the hair with my product, let it sit for a minute or 2 or 3, then comb it through with my handle picks, gently working out any tangles so that I can work with the hair while cutting it in such a way as for the hair to not pull. Now the way this cut is going to go, we'll start with the bang section. I will part down the center of the head, separate my sections, and then I will create a triangulated section going from the top of the head to the right brow, top of the right brow, or parietal ridge, and then the left brow in the same way. This is going to give me a really nice triangulated bang. I will now take a thin section going along the base of my triangle, then taking the remainder of the section, twisting it because it's long enough, and just putting it out of the way to the back. If you have to, you could clip it. I recommend you keep your sections, your partings very tidy. This is going to give me an opportunity to create asymmetry in my bang section. Now I take the section, I clean it out with my comb, the fine tooth portion of my comb, and I over direct it, in this case, to my left or my mannequin's right. I over direct it to the below the brow and above the cheekbone, right about the center of the eye socket, and that's where I'm going to begin cutting my section. Now I take a thin section from just in front of the ear on the left and I bring it forward. That section gets heavily over directed from its position there completely over to the left side. Once I get it over there, I then blend from the length of the section. Now I'm taking a little bit of length, not much, hardly any really, but then I'm going to blend into that corner, as you can see right here. This is going to give me a nice curved layered blending line. You may notice on the right corner right there that it leaves it, the shorter portion there leaves it heavy. We're going to reduce that bulk as we get further into refining the cut. Next section, just behind the ear, I'm going to comb all of that down, grab from behind, just behind the ear, and over direct it, including the length of the front section, completely over to the other side so I can see my guideline as I'm working. I don't want to over layer it, I don't want to establish a different angle, I want it to be the same angle. So yes, this is going right across my mannequin's face, and if you're doing it on a client, that means right across their face. Next section is on the left side of the head. We're going to take just before the ear and take that section, over direct it the opposite way, completely over to the other side. Now I will grab at the base of the triangle on the top that I had set aside, and I will bring it down and repeat. I will do this by separating that piece, that section, right down the middle, parallel to the nose, and then over direct to my short side. Being careful to refine or to blend the layer, not taking any length off particularly, but to blend it up to the shorter piece. I will customize and refine the blending line here as I'm working with it, if it's not quite short enough, or if I want to point cut it or anything like that. I will sit and kind of refine it as I'm working with it. Now, as I get to the top of my triangle, I include all of it. I bring it all over to the shorter side and then gently do my blending. Now, this will leave disconnected sections of hair in the top. I'm now going to lighten the bang a bit. I'll comb everything forward, take a nice thin section. Clean it with the fine-tooth portion of my comb and over-direct it back, producing a little corner in the back of the section right there. And take that off. The shorter side has more to remove. And this will produce or promote internal asymmetry. Now I will separate in the back the upper occipital area from the lower occipital area. I will now take a thin section in the center of the head and I will bring it straight out at approximately a 45-degree angle from the head. This looks good right here. And slide cut it. While leaving the length, I am redistributing the weight of the cut and changing my style. Taking my side section, I will over direct it from just behind the ear all the way to the back section, keeping it square to the back of the head. Bring it straight out and blend that down by slide cutting just a bit into the length. I will now take the shorter piece on top that I set aside. I'll comb it down, bring it out at a nice angle up top here, about a 45-degree angle from the head, and connect my sections. At this point, I am reaching as far forward as just behind the ear on the left side and over directing it back, as you saw me do it on the right side, with a nice square line. Then I'm going through and slide cutting out weight so that I get a very defined shape. Taking everything from behind the ear and bringing it all the way back, I refine my section by more slide cutting. Next up for this mannequin head is to do a product review using some Redken bleach and some Shades EQ toner, so stay tuned for that. I will link it in, or it'll be posted very shortly.